do you psych out a guy whose motocross batting average is just above 780? 4 rounds, 4 wins. The challenge has been there, but Carmichael has barely seen it. James Stewart rode the wheels off his KX250 at Budds Creek, but it wasn't enough. Give me a 4-stroke, he said. If a thumper is the answer for Stewart, what did Chad Reed and Kevin Windham have to say? All the ingredients for the sport's most epic battle are in the pot. Just stir and season. 250 Motocross is now. Motocross here on Olin is about to get underway for the AMA Motocross Championships presented by FMF. Our Olin telecast is presented by Parts Unlimited. Welcome everyone to Buchanan, Michigan for the Monster Energy Drink Kawasaki Red Bud National at Red Bud Track and Trail. I'm Robbie Floyd with David Bailey. Miss Erin Bates, we'll hear from her in a moment. Look at that. You got some love here.
I'm loving it. I haven't been here since 1986. People still remember. That's nice. Saw a lot of water getting put down on the track, and all the sand they hauled in is going to handle that very well. Track is perfect. The weather is perfect. You see James is going, man, I got to get up front. I'm tired of getting beat. I've never been beaten like this.
And this is the 250 Motocross Championships, but it's 450s that have been all the talk. You and I have mentioned it. I in particular, I know I talked about it a lot, but I saw that he was hurting a little bit out there on his bike at the last stop.
Yeah, I thought he would be faster at Budds Creek, but they put a lot of sawdust on the track, and I commented I thought he should be shifting a little sooner. I think if he had of it, the thing might have bogged. So, I think James knows what he's doing. It seems like he's revving that thing, and he is trying to keep up.
Definitely not bogging is Ricky Carmichael. Look at that, 37 points ahead of his nearest competitor. Let's take a look at practice, and we are so impressed at just how fast these guys go in practice.
Some of the best stuff takes place in practice. It seems like Carmichael and Chad and Kevin and James, especially Ricky and James, they always find each other in practice and lay down some fast laps. There they were, but Carmichael almost 4 seconds clear.
Let's go down to Erin Bates. We know that there's been some drama with the 4-stroke in Bubba, but also fuel as of late. And I believe Erin has a little more on that.
All right, well, I asked James Stewart at Budds Creek what it was going to take to beat RC. His response, a 4-stroke. While he's been cited in Colorado testing a 4-stroke, and I'm here with team manager Kawasaki, Bruce Sternstrom. Bruce, when are we going to see the 4-stroke on the racetrack?
Well, we've been working very hard on preparing the bike, and it's still in a prototype stage at this point, so it's really not a raceable bike at this time. When we get a prototype bike, there's only a handful of spare parts that are available at the time when we get them, so it's not really something that we would be prepared to race. But we are doing testing on it. We have, so everybody can rest assured we have a very good plan, and as soon as the bike is ready, we'll bring it out. We don't have a timetable set yet where we're going to say we're going to be at this race or the next race or the next one, but as soon as we're ready, we're going to be out with the bike.
Great. Another thing, an unfortunate event happened last weekend. The AMA did some testing on your guys' fuel, and there was a trace of lead in the fuel. Both of your riders were deducted 25 points. Can you tell us what took place?
Well, I think it's a bit of grandstanding on the AMA's part. Just to give an example of the fuel or the lead content, if you put leaded fuel in a 5-gallon can, dumped it all out, dried it out completely, and then put unleaded gas in it, you would have more lead in that fuel than we had in our fuel.
Pretty good way of explaining it. It's similar to what happened to Yamaha last year at Supercross, but I don't think they're too worried about that. They're just trying to move forward, and what a great track to attack today. It's just perfect. The soil is so much better than when I used to race here. They've done so many improvements. LaRocco's leap and that long straightaway off to your right. Of course, the 250s and 450s able to get over that. A little bit tougher for James. They've hauled in over 100 truckloads of sand. And here's your starting grid.
Ricky Carmichael, number 1, he gets first pick. He's our national points leader. Jeff DeMint coming back from Europe. I'm glad to see him back. I mean, this was a future star when he was on minis, and really, it's good to see, Jeff back here.
Good, clean-cut kid that just knocking on the door for top privateer every week, and there you get an idea how big the crowd is. The biggest crowd I've ever seen up here at any motocross race.
Huge. 250 Moto 1 about to get underway. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. 4th of July weekend. They definitely turn out here in Michigan. Who's going to get the start? Good lead by Bubba. Looks like he might get the whole shot. Who said 4-stroke? Looks like a 2-stroke got in front, but it's Reed closing him off just a little bit.
Yeah, the dirt is plowed so deep going into that first corner. I cannot believe Stewart got the start he did. That's just sheer determination and will. He got out of the gate, used all the body English he could, and exploded across the top of that deep soil.
Oh, look at that. Squared it up, too. He's looking for a pass early on.
He wants to lead a race. He's tired of getting roosted. He's already talked about it. I don't like getting dirty. I hate it. And that 450 of Chad is getting him dirtier every corner.
Chad Reed's out in front. It looks like James Stewart in second. Travis Preston on the factory Honda in third.
Beautiful the way Bubba came down that hill, just floated over those braking bumps. He's not even hitting them all. He just jumps them. There's a triple down on the bottom that James is having a little tough time getting over. In practice, he had to go wide. But he's so close to Chad right now, he's not even getting roosted. The roost can't even have time to get up in the air and hit him.
It looks like Ernesto Fonseca now in third. Ricky Carmichael in fourth place just behind. David Villeman just behind him. And Bubba looking good, trying to get by, taking different lines. You've talked about it many times. You can't pass somebody if you're staying in the same line.
Yeah, there's some places where you got to stay in the same line just to stay close. And when you get to the sections that you like, you'll be in position to take advantage. But here, where the track's nice and wide, you see James always going somewhere else. Number one, you don't want to get roosted. You want to save your vision. But number two, you want to keep the rider in front of you guessing and wondering what you're going to do next.
Ricky Carmichael has moved into third place, and this is one of the races, you know, early on, when you see Ricky having to work his way through, let's see some of his lines. Can he make up time, and how fast does he make up time is usually the question. But I love watching Bubba in second, trying those different lines. Oh, my goodness. We
They
saw in
just
the
hit that thing wide open, Robbie. They don't even care about the ruts. I was watching them earlier. They just come through there. They don't even pick a line. They hit it fast, and when they're in the air, they correct it.
And we saw in the 125 class, I mean, those guys are just swapping all out there. I mean, they're ruts. You would think they would go straight in those ruts, or is it because they're ruts, they're not landing like that?
Yeah, it's just a technical section. You guys did it a little bit harder than it looked early on. Carmichael already up into third place, so he's made his move. He's in position. But the story back there was over LaRocco's leap. That first lap, James not able to clear it. You see the gap that opened up. He's going to have to ride his tail off to try to get back where he was. That was because he lacked the power to get over the jump.
This year a little bit different than last. I don't think the runs are developing the same way. Is it a little bit more difficult this year to clear LaRocco's leap?
The corner seems it's not quite as banked. It's a little bit deeper down there. It's deeper soil. So, yeah, it's tougher for a 250, but the 450's got no problem.
Ricky Carmichael in the question of if it was when he was going to catch up to this lead pack. Right now he's in second. You can see him just on the back of James Bubba Stewart. But we want to take a look at Kyle Lewis and what happened to him early on. This could get ugly. What happened here, David?
Coming through the whoop section, he's trying to take a little bit different line, get sideways. Oh! As the bike went down, the handlebar was popped up in the air, and he landed right on it on his chest. So that doesn't feel good. And that's how fast that section can sneak up and bite you. You know, Kyle's been around for years. He knows how to go through a section like that, but if you don't have everything dialed in, that's the price you can pay.
Yeah, getting a handlebar in the summer, the former Japanese motocross national champion, Brian Deegan. I don't want to associate this with freestyle motocross, but that's how, you know, he hurt his internals and had to have one of his kidneys removed from that exact same type of thing.
Look at the gap, Robbie, from third place back to fourth.
Oh, missed the shift. Oh, no, he didn't, and now James gets in the back. I'm a bit Ricky, the benefactor. He raised his hand, missed a shift or something right there with Reed. Bubba got hung up. Oh, Reed's looking down at the bike. What happened?
Trying to figure it out. It looked like he missed the shift. James was going to take a different line and ran right into the back of him. Ricky just got a nice Christmas present early.
And it looks like
there's no chain on the bike.
Looses the chain, and he's done with it. I was wondering, it looked like it was under power, but it was not. Ricky Carmichael, the benefactor, he's out in front.
That is unhappy Chad Reed right now. I'm just talking over it because I don't want you to hear what's coming out of his mouth just in case. His wife Ellie walking next to him. His agent, Bobby Moore, right there.
And Darren Sorensen somewhere in the back pushing the bike.
You know what's really just tough on Chad right here is he looked good. He had the whole shot. He felt comfortable. He had his gap. And it's over. When's he going to get that next chance? He thinks he's missed a gear. Trying to put it in gear. James like, what the heck? Get out of the way, man.
Well, we thought he did.
He makes a mistake. Ricky goes right by them both. And Chad's like, what is going on? And the chain, it just got derailed. I'm not sure.
Usually on a rocky course that would happen, but I mean, no rocks to be found here, not in comparison.
There's little ones everywhere. It's motocross, you know, but that's the gap. LaRocco's leap, has already been covered by Carmichael. Let's see if Stewart can even get over it.
And disappointing for James Stewart, too. I mean, he was in second place, I mean, just behind, and then does the Rambo on Chad Reed, and he's like you said, what happened? Why are you stopping?
Well, you start to think, you know, man, could Ricky be any luckier? But, you know, a friend of mine said, hey, man, luck is the residue of preparation, and nobody prepares harder than Ricky Carmichael. I'm sure that James is out there working hard, so is Chad Reed, but you know, these things keep happening and it ruins their confidence. Nobody believes they should be in the lead as much as Ricky Carmichael, and that's the story. He always is because he just expects to be there.
Look at that battle for 7th and 8th place. Michael Byrne and Nick Way. Factory Kawasaki of Burner. Both riders able to make LaRocco's lead.
That's an interesting little turn of events because we've seen James go over that jump twice and not clear it. Burner on the same bike makes it no problem. So like going back to yesterday's practice session, James came up short. He broke something, broke the shock or whatever. He may be thinking, I don't know if I want to take a chance like that in the race.
But why is he coming up short when you're seeing Burner? And taking the pass is Nick Way. Nick really on a roll here the past couple of races. I mean, remember, he was injured during the Supercross season. He comes back these last 2 rounds with a 6th and an 8th place overall and putting the pass on the Factory Kawasaki of Burner.
That's a good move. Well, Nick from Michigan, he likes this track. Coming back from his knee injury earlier in the season and enjoying riding that 450, trying to figure out how much horsepower he wants to put under that thing. Well, that thing's so fast, I can't hang on to it. I feel better on my practice bike. So he's searching for the right setup, but looks like he's got it dialed in pretty good so far.
Yeah, MDK Motorsports really helping him out this year. The podium at the U.S. Open of Supercross, finishing second, I believe, behind Chad Reed after Ricky Carmichael's misfortune. But MDK really got them a great rider there. Looking Ernesto Fonseca, his contract here. This is Philly season. Have you heard any rumors of where he may be going in the near future? Right now, a top 5 rider. And is there a place for a top 5 rider these days? It's almost like the Carmichael, Wyndham, Bubba, Reed show. I mean, 5th place is like, who?
Yeah, you know, the big 4, those guys, they take up all the good stuff, and then these guys get leftovers, and this is the part of the season where you really want to lay down your best performances. I mean, you always do, but especially right now, you don't want to have a hiccup in your program because that could cost you about 50 grand in signing one.
Yeah, the former Costa Rican national champion, Ernesto Fonseca, his teammate just behind him. But Honda really going away from their norm. Usually they would have, like yourself and RJ back in the day, there would be a key rider like Ricky Carmichael. There was always a key guy to focus on. Who would you say is factory Honda's key guy in the 250 class nowadays? Is it Ernesto? Is it Preston? Is it Short?
Well, not to throw these guys under the bus, but they've been doing similar things for a long time. I mean, Ernesto was adjusting to this 450 very well, and Preston is actually doing very well coming out of the 125 class and all of his injuries. But I think if I were Honda, I would just go back to the drawing board and just build a whole new team of young riders. I mean, once the Bulls got broken up, they lost Kiffin and Jordan, and Rodman is like, okay, let's just start from scratch. Let's not go out and get some guy that's been around there doing pretty much the same thing for a long time. Let's go get some new guys to start over and, you know, spend 2 or 3 years waiting for them to mature.
And sometimes the case is, whether it be a motocross, you know, moto or a supercross final, you can fill the gate with more of the red bikes too, instead of having just that one big guy out there.
Yeah, it just costs more money for, you know, so-so results. So I'd go down in the field a little bit and get some kids. The same way that DeCoster lined up the team when he hired me and O'Mara and Donnie Hansen. We delivered championships, and no one would have guessed that early on.
Oh, man, Travis Preston has a front wheel come out from under him.
Right in front of his mechanic, too. He's got the signal. Mechanic over there, Sean's like, dude, come on.
Hit with it.
Go crash somewhere else. Don't show me that.
Didn't lose position, though. Fonseca and Preston still holding on to position. Ricky Carmichael, that factory Makita Fox Racing, Oakley, Suzuki, you got to spit him out there because we don't see too often. He just checks out and leaves everyone.
Yeah, wearing red, white, and blue gear, support our troops on the back of his pants. Flawless day so far. Approaching the section where he got handed the lead earlier.
Ricky Carmichael's out in front of moto number 1 after 9 laps. Only coverage of AMA Motocross. Our flashback brought to you by Parts Unlimited. I remember the year so well. 1995. A young MC, Jeremy McGrath, number 3.
Jeremy winning the first moto. ditched the supercross skills, decided, you know what, I'm going to hit the bumps, if it's the fastest line, get in shape, and finally win myself an outdoor title. And they'd won the second moto, keeping his Red Bud string of good finishes alive, but it was McGrath who would go on to win the championship.
And a lot of people don't even remember McGrath winning an outdoor motocross championship. There it is. It's back. It happened.
He win like a million supercrosses. It's easy to forget his outdoor title, but he did manage to get one. He had another one looking like in the bag the next year, and he crashed in Millville, hurt himself, and then coughed it up. I can't figure out what's going on with Lance here.
Well, we said he had a flat tire, but I don't know. Is it squatting in the rear end there, if anything?
I couldn't tell if it's front or rear or what's going on, but this guy's tough. I've talked to people about, of course, Jim Hawley having a lot to do with him coming over there. There goes Volney, I believe, getting past him. This is not a quitter. This guy tried. He could carry that bike to the finish if he had to. It doesn't look like it flat to me, but
he finished fifth at the first stop in Hangtown. So this guy has a future in American motocross. Let's go back down to Aaron with more on RC.
Well, guys, I noticed something pretty interesting today on Ricky Carmichael's bike. It looks like they've had the gas tank on ice, on dry ice all day, which is supposedly going to cool down the gas, keep the bike cool. But, David, you probably know a lot more about this, so I'm going to let you take it away.
Now, wouldn't it be better to put it around the carburetor, maybe, or somewhere around there?
Well, they're doing a lot of things to try to keep the heat off the carburetor, from the pipe to the carburetor. They got a bitchin' little carbon fiber shield in there. Can I say bitchin'?
I think you say bitchin'. That's legal.
And, yeah, they've got the trick, satellite-looking gold tape, to try to keep the heat off of things. And it was usually Honda was always coming up with little gadgets and stuff. And now with Mike Gosler over there at Suzuki helping Ricky, they're pulling some tricks over there at the Suzuki pits. And, so far, this bike has been flawless.
Let's go back down to Aaron.
J-Bone, looks like Bubba's really putting in a hard charge, riding the wheels off that thing today.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying real hard. He's doing good. Had a little mishap in the beginning, just running a read, but he's doing good. Getting better every week.
Every single weekend. Great to see you back up there again.
Thanks a lot.
Look at rock star Jeremy Albrecht there, rocking the glasses.
Yeah. He's a styler. He and James are a perfect match. I love J-Bone.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how fast he got into that berm. That was beautiful. He's coming out of those swoops, and there's no hesitation. Bam, he smacks the berm. It's amazing. When you watch James ride, you're thinking, how come he's not in the lead?
Yeah, I mean, did you see him right there going away from us or going away from camera? And he's doing all this, and we look at it, and you and I talked about it before this moto, going, how can you go any faster than James is going right now?
Well, just watch this guy.
And you look at the times, it's 2, 3, almost 4 seconds faster than what James is doing.
Yeah, and he didn't have to triple that right there. He's got enough of a cushion now, and he can look across the track. Besides looking at the pit board and he's handing them, he can read that information and then glance across the track and spectate what's going on behind him if he feels like it. Here comes, well, no, not yet. There's James. He has to double it as well because there's some lap riders in there, but he's got a pretty good gap over third. So he's in position to win himself an overall if Ricky makes a mistake at second moto. I don't see that happening, but just in case, James is doing all he can do.
Now, see, I'm hearing it in your head. You've almost wrote it off that he could outright beat it.
For James?
Yeah, he could beat Ricky.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like it. Every time I watch him in practice, I swear he's the fastest guy out there, and then I look at the lap times and go, oh, okay, never mind. Because Ricky's always up by 2, 3, or more seconds. And it doesn't look like it. It seems like, well, maybe it's because it's before 50. I think it's a combination of Ricky just being amazing outdoors and being so strong and having a 450 and taking a little bit better lines here and there, and it's something that took him a while to learn, and James will figure it out. When he does, we're going to have battles at every moto.
We saw David Villeman back in 4th spot at the first race of the year. He finished 3rd overall. I thought, well, maybe this is the year for David Villeman. That hasn't been the case. That was his best finish of the year, but Ricky Carmichael already celebrating as we're working on our waiting moments here at moto number 1 of the 250cc class. Bridgestone's hooking up for the American Suzuki rider. And Makita, how about them jumping on board this year as well? I mean, you want to talk about getting some exposure?
They got a nice setup. They got a whole rig over there with all the tools on display and people taking pictures of Ricky's cardboard cutout. So it's an awesome setup. They got an awesome program right now and another win.
What a way to jump into motocross and supercross. Ricky Carmichael, another victory, another moto victory, and we'll hear from him.
That was his only mistake of the moto. He overjumped the finish line jump on the last lap.
Because he wasn't up to race speed. James Stewart, 2:38. Look at that time. James Stewart's going to get in 2nd place. Again, you said there's still a chance he can win the overall with a win at the second moto. We'll hear from him in a moment.
to barbecue.
Buchanan, Michigan for more AMA Motocross. Moto number 1, the yellow bike, the familiar scene of Ricky Carmichael. Let's go down to the victory podium.
Ricky, you had a little bit of gift handed to you right at the first lap. Looked like Chad and Bubba, they were out in front, went down into your advantage.
Yeah, they got really good starts, and they were out there, and I caught up to him, and then Chad's bike broke, and Bubba ran into him, and I was able to get, like you said, I got a gift and went around him and put in some good laps, and about 4 laps to go, my bike started to quit on me, so I had to slow down quite a bit, and man, I was just scared it wasn't going to make it, so I slowed down, quit doing a lot of the jumps, and tried to preserve my bike.
What exactly went on? We noticed the last couple laps you were shaking your head when you came around Mechanics Row. We saw you walk back here up to the podium. What took place?
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, something went wrong, you know, electric, I think, because it hasn't done that all year, so something went bad for sure.
Take a look at it and see you back in Moto 2?
They'll take care of it.
Ooh, could have been a little gremlin jump up and snatch maybe the overall championship, or the overall victory here. The Suzuki results top 20, and things like that everybody else has been waiting for. When's Ricky going to have that big problem? Let's go down to the victory podium and James Stewart.
Hey, you had a little run-in with Chad right off, probably right at the first lap. Chad's chain broke on his bike. You kind of bumped into the back end of him.
Yeah, I ran in the back of Chad Reed and stalled it, and kind of blew my momentum, and I was trying to catch Ricky, but he was already got like a good distance, and I screwed up a few places. I was trying to go out there, but it's okay. I have fun.
Great to see you back up on the podium.
Thank you.
He looks happy. He should be. He rode good. He just got messed up there in the beginning, but he's got another moto.
Yes, he does. Nobody does more to protect your right to ride than the American Motorcyclist Association. Every racer on the track is an AMA member. How about you? Call 1-800-AMA-JOIN or visit AMADirectLink.com. The AMA, rights, riding, racing. Now it's time to look between the motos. Our topic of discussion, the motocross nation. In the last few years, tragedies, cancellations, and debacles, the motocross nations has lost its luster in the eyes of American riders and manufacturers. And when no Team USA was sent in 2004, words were exchanged and fingers were pointed. AMA manager Steve Whitelock says it costs $100,000 to send a team, and they need more OEM support and more cooperation from the FIM to make an appealing package. The bottom line is that the race of the year has turned into a political and financial spiderweb. Getting Team USA back in the race is the goal, but how can everyone be made happy at the same time?
Well, for the Americans to go, what we need is they need to give us TV rights, you know, so we can at least, that the fans can see it in the US, so it makes some sense for the American sponsors to sponsor the team over there. It's expensive to go and to do it right.
When we ask for a little commercial consideration, they always say that we're not supporting the sport. We are supporting the sport, but you know, we can't afford this. I think probably the fairest condition would be we all go off to some place where nobody else is from. The cost to race motorcycles is so high now that we need a little help back from the other side.
The story of the money, it's really is completely not true, because America, it's the country where our sport is the strongest, where the team in America, they have a budget 10 times bigger of the team in Europe, and I really don't believe the problem is the budget to come.
Recently we have been to Japan talking to the Japanese manufacturers, but knowing and having in mind that for the Japanese, the United States is the most important market. They sell about 58% of their production. And they told us clearly, we cannot tell the Americans, you must or you have to go. I said, I know that, but at least when you have meetings with them, give them again the idea of the biggest race of the world.
I think that that's kind of a myth when you say about how much comes from Japan. We are very independent here in the United States, all the manufacturers, and it's our decision on how we spend our money and where we send our riders.
The worst guys are the guy from the FIM, you know, the Wolfgang Zerb and those people. You know, they don't understand what's going on here, and then they criticize me for not coming with a team, that I'm the one that didn't want to come or something, when I've done more for the Motocross the Nation, both as a rider and afterwards, than any of the FIM guys themselves.
If we're going to go, we want to go and win. And the only way to go and win is to do it the right way. And you have to spend a lot of money to do it the right way.
I follow closely the internet and I hear the discussions, and you want to come with a winning team, but come, you were so successful in the past in this event.
You can't go with your secondary riders. You have to go with your #1 riders. You know, it's good old USA. We should be there representing our country and doing a good job. And I think the top riders really want to go back this year. They want a point to prove it.
Well, David, I know you're very passionate about the nation. What are your thoughts?
Well, I got to go 5 times in a row. The first time in '82, right after the U.S. won it for the first time ever. You know, they couldn't make up their minds before 1981, and Roger DeCoster just said, look, we're taking this team of young kids, and they managed to win it. I was on it the next year, and it was a special thing. When you got picked, you just went. There was no politics or any of that. You didn't get money. It cost even more money to send bikes back then because we had a 250 and a 500. It wasn't set to 100. So, you know, now there's too much interference.
Well, David, hold that thought. We'll be back with more on your thoughts on the donations right after this. But we were talking about the motocross donations just before break, David, and or the lack thereof for the U.S. team.
Well, look at that stat right there. 1981 to 1993, 13 consecutive wins. I think we got a little, you know, it started to lose its luster there because it was just a given that we're going to go over and win. It didn't matter anymore because no one saw here in the States.
Well, let's find out what the industry riders have to say.
Without a doubt, motocross donations isn't what it used to be. If the Americans aren't here, you know, it's like coming to a Grand Prix and not having Stefan Everts. It's not going to change because, like, nobody's interested. Bubba probably doesn't even know where Europe is.
He might not know where Europe is today, but I can envision him being on a Motocross of Nations team in the future.
We feel like we're the people, like the Americans are the people to beat. So I feel like, and I'm sure you can ask Ricky, anybody else, they feel like somebody wants to challenge us. You know, they should come over here and race. We shouldn't have to go over there. They should come over here if they want to race.
If we're going, I'm in. I will go and I will be there. But everybody else has got to want to go, and it's a lot of money and a lot of effort for everybody, for everyone to go. And if the other people don't want to be there, then it's not fair to the other team and the team personnel.
Ricky is awesome, you know, when but he's a typical old school guy, you know. He wants to prove he's the best anywhere in the world, even though he already is. He wants to prove it again. And there's not that many guys willing to do that, huh?
I'll go over there if they want me to race over there. Kawasaki wants me to race. I'll go over there and try to win over there too, but my job is to win here.
When you do like 16 or 17 supercrosses and 12 nationals, that you're looking out for a break. And then when you have to do designations and you have to fly all over the other side of the ocean, you know, it's like a little bit pain in the ass. So I can understand that point of view from the riders, but from the other hand, it's just such a big race, and it gives me such a great feeling to attend this race. And when the Americans are there, it's even more interesting.
I think it's difficult to bring it back like it was before. It's complete difficult. Because that time, yeah, Motocross Nation was so special. Also the countries were so many. You know, America, when America is not here, then it's not a real Motocross Nation for us, because they must be there always.
Look how much it matters to Harry Everts, who I raced against in 1982, and his son, who was right, by the way. We don't want it to go over for another race unless everything's dialed. We need TV over here so the American crowd can get into it.
And the guys who are wanting to race, Mike Brown says he'll do it. Ricky says he'll do it. There's a lot of guys on the line so do it, but where's the money going to come from? Before we get things underway, let's go down to Erin Banks. She has more on Chad Reed.
You see Chad Reed down here all the way out on the far side, the worst gate pick that he could have. Hopefully he'll be able to pull off the same as what he did at Moto #1, getting an extreme hole shot. I talked with him earlier. It looked as though there was a rock that displaced the chain off of his bike. This mechanic worked vigorously trying to get everything back in working order. They've got their fingers crossed, hoping for the best. Chad's goal here this weekend was to come in and win a race, definitely not to be losing any points, that's for sure. He's really hoping to take an overall win here. He desperately needs these points to stay in the championship.
Thanks, Aaron.
I got my fingers crossed, Robbie, because he's going to need an extreme hole shot to clear out there.
What justifies an extreme hole shot? Honda starting grid. Now, you had a good analogy with me on the Tour de France and the Motocross of Nations.
Well, where would the Tour de France be in people's minds without OLN's coverage here in the United States? You know, for us to be able to watch it and get into it, the American public has never had that opportunity with the donation. Here goes Chad.
The start on the outside. Will he get that extreme hole shot he was looking for? Ricky Carmichael does on the RMC 450. Carmichael, good start, but it looks
Another one for Stewart.
Yeah,
Robbie,
and he's going to make a pass. No, he knew he was on the outside, but he still squared it up. He had a little foresight right there. And with some of these starts, we're talking about being underpowered. Does that start suit him?
Well, there's a lot of technique there besides just power. Because you're starting from a standstill. If they were already going, he'd be at a disadvantage. But there's a lot of technique involved, and James has got the body push down pat today, at least to get out over the gate and not get closed off like he usually does.
I want to tie this up, though. Motocross the Nation, we should have it. We should be there.
We should be there. Biggest race in the world. It should be. I mean, what would the Olympics be like without the USA? We need to be there. And these two guys leading the race should be there as well. That's the best riders we have to offer. With add Mike Brown to that equation, go over there and should be able to win. But win or lose, that's the team I think we should stand. And why they're not standing on this to me is a bunch of bull. Come on, make up your mind to go.
There's David's thoughts, mine. I'm going to have to back you up on it. But Ricky Carmichael leads James Stewart. Looks like Kevin Wyndham, another guy who probably rides the nation as well, back in third. Fourth place, rider number 73, Justin Buckaloo. And having to paddle a little bit in those left-hand turns. Getting soft, it's getting rough, this second moto. Let's go down to Chad Reed's mechanic, Darren Sorensen, with Aaron.
Darren, Chad's probably out there riding right now with a little bit of aggression. He's pretty frustrated. He's probably pretty mad right now.
Yeah, he's definitely disappointed the way that things were going. He was looking at, wanted a moto win. He got a good start and stuff and was looking into checking out. So for sure he's a little bit bummed out, and just wanted to take it out on the track.
He had the worst gate pick that you could possibly have. He's starting back kind of mid-pack right now. Do you think he's got it in him to pull up to the front?
Yeah, for sure. It's tough right now. I see those front three guys kind of getting away, but he's got a big heart, so he's going to ride his ass off right to the end.
Ride the wheels right off that thing.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I don't think that Darren's making any mistakes over there. It's just some freak stuff, catching up with Chad, and disappointing. And James got over LaRocco's leap the first lap. That smile he had on the podium after the first moto, he's got his chance right here, Robbie.
He's smiling now. He's in second, but he wants first. Stick with it. Worth the Monster Energy Kawasaki Red Bud National. We have a good race going on for fourth place right now between the Junkyard Dog, John Dowd, the Moto XXX Honda number 73, Justin Buckaloo, and it looks like Ernesto Fonseca sticking a nose in there and gets by Dowdy, little bobble.
Well, Dowd was just trying to make something happen there to get around Buckaloo. Got wide on the berm, paddled around. If he wasn't so strong, he probably would have fallen down right there. Ernesto's like, appreciate it. He tucked right around the inside. Now look at this battle. Wyndham has been hounding Stewart. Carmichael's getting away. This is the battle.
Kevin Wyndham, known to be the smooth, technical rider, and makes the pass. Bubba Moore, the aggressive, wild riding rider, and that's where he does it right there. Hey, look, I thought it was a gator back. What was that? That was jumping out the bottom of gator back in the day.
Now Kevin was like, okay, I got that. That's over with. Now let me see. Okay, where's Ricky? And here comes James. Oh, they had a movie on that slide. He was up there.
Oh, my goodness. I almost don't believe what I just saw.
Now, he had to get over LaRocco's lead, because Kevin would have got him back.
Maybe he got confused. Maybe he thought that was LaRocco's lead a couple of turns before, and then look at Wyndham. How did he do that? Just undercut him.
Yeah, James got the line, though. This is great. This is what the people want to see. We're probably wishing to see this between Carmichael, but he's gone. Forget it. He's flawless today. The bike's running better. Whatever happened at the end of the first moto, they fixed it. And it just kind of looks like Kevin's eventually going to get James, but you got to love the whole crowd.
I'm not saying that.
Crowd.
I'm not giving him that.
It looks like it to me. But you got to love the fact that James is going, yeah, I don't care. You're going to have to fight me for it. You're going to have to earn it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, James is not one to give up, or he would have done it, several jumps ago.
Well, when you pass James, you got to make it stick, because he will come right back after you. And he's already done it several times. Look at this. Look how rutted it is, first of all, how technical. Yeah. He jumps in there and holds it wide open.
Seat bounce almost.
Bam, he's up there in the air. It's a good thing Kevin didn't start to wander to his right, and he got landed on.
And Kevin had to be thinking, like, what the heck just happened? I thought I was in good position, pretty good line. I mean, he did everything right?
Yeah, he did everything right, but he didn't hit it fast enough. But James caught him by surprise like he does to a lot of people. And this battle has been good, but it's about a half a lap behind the one we just saw. Those guys are so much faster. It's ridiculous how much they're going to come up with that.
And Buckaloo getting past by Ernesto Fonseca. So Fonseca on the move now up to fourth. Ernie looking fast. I don't know if he's going to catch those front three, but he's doing a good job getting by John Dowd on that Bush Racing Suzuki. Now Dowd trying to work on Buckaloo.
If I was in Fonseca's corner, I'd go, look, forget about Ricky and James and probably Kevin. Beat everybody else. And that's what he's doing.
Kind of like James Stewart in the 125 class last year. Everybody already taken for granted he was going to win. Everybody was racing for second. Now there's a lot of people racing for fourth, fifth.
You know what? We're getting back around. We're approaching this section again where Kevin's been fast. After this big carousel right-handed burrow, I don't know what they call it. That's what I call it. This is where Kevin made his move last time. James really rushes that corner just to try to keep him off his tail, but they're approaching this big step up again, and Kevin taking another run at him.
In on the inside, Kevin Windham. James is going to have that outside line, but undercutting him each time. That's where that four-stroke really plays its part. And now it's Windham who overjumps. And Windham making a pass. Oh, and they hung up foot pegs. Windham on the outside and goes down. Windham gives him the stink eye there, but I didn't see anything wrong with that. That was a racing move.
Well, what I liked is that Kevin was like, okay, if you can air that sucker out, check this out. And he did it. I think he thought he had the pass. James looked over like, sorry, man, I had the inside. Yeah, he's going to come around the outside and pass me, but
not bad.
I think if you're Kevin, you're probably feeling like you had the pass made and, you know, you got bumped into and knocked down.
Now, James has the inside, might actually be just about dead even right here. He was ahead. He was almost a half a bike ahead.
Yeah, Kevin had the right idea. He was thinking, well, I'm going to get to that berm first, and you just don't do that against James.
No, you can't.
How many times have you heard James this year saying, I ain't scared. You ain't going to push James Stewart around. That was a perfect example.
And James was on the inside, had about a half a bike. Now, he might have been lined up a little better Windham, but here is 22 of Chad Reed really working through the field. He's already gotten by Ernie now. He was in 11th place in that first lap. So Chad Reed's on his way through the pack, but it's Ricky Carmichael still blowing him away. Superior power, incredible handling. It's why champions choose Suzuki. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. James Bubba Stewart sits in second, but he's slowing down an awful lot, David Bailey.
Well, you know what happened? When James came around by the finish line after the contact with Kevin, the crowd absolutely turned on him. They were booing so bad. It almost sounded like way back at the Supercross when Carmichael ran into Pastrana in Indianapolis. It's the worst booing I've ever heard in an outdoor race. And it just completely has taken James out of this event. Now he's so concerned with, oh man, I didn't mean to knock him down. We were going for the same line. I had the inside. Leave me alone. And as soon as Kevin came by, they were cheering. So the crowd has influenced whatever's going on with James here. He's like, go ahead.
Give it in the way by there, but shouldn't he have done that? If he was going to let him by, shouldn't he just almost parked it and let him go?
Now that's pretty much what he did. You know, he's like, go ahead.
And now he's going so slow. They might cost Kevin again.
Yeah,
you get so slow, you ramble.
Look at him. He's like, you know what? I don't need the crowd against me. He's had enough trouble this year with pulling off and not being able to talk about 450s and the nations. There's so many things going on in the James camp that the last thing he needs is people booing him and turning on him even more. Everyone loves Kevin. They always do. And James doesn't want to interfere with that and have the crowd turn against him on a move that he felt was like, hey, that was an accident.
And it looked like it was just one of those racing things out there. On the final lap of this 250 Moto number 2, Ricky Carmichael going for perfect moto scores in his perfect season as far as overalls are concerned. Team Makita Suzuki rider, I mean, just cruise control. You don't see it much in our telecast because he is so far out in front, and he usually backs it down past halfway point. He's got such a big lead.
Yeah, and even, you know, what's funny is, I remember that when I was racing and you're just feeling it, you know, and everything was rolling along good. The bike was set up, you were liking the tracks, everything was cooking. Even when you back off, you still turn pretty good laps because you just hop over things and, you know, everything's just clicking. That's the way it is for Ricky. That the battle going on behind him is way behind him. Even though Kevin rode excellent to get back up and put his move on James, still wasn't as fast as Ricky.
The donations, am I not correct? Is it not 500, 250, and 125s to get back to old format? Who would ride a 500 these days?
Well, it'd be a 450.
Is it? Is that not a 250 class? I mean,
yeah, but that's what they are.
So,
I mean, I guess they could bust out a 500, but those don't handle quite as good as the 450s.
Oh, my goodness. So, but that's what I thought. I thought they went back to the old format. Could you undersize a bike like that?
I don't know. They can do whatever they want. You ride a tricycle.
We got to get them there first, Dave.
Get over there.
We got to get them there first.
Yeah.
Ricky Carmichael, number 4.
So it appeared he had a great day. You know, I mean, I didn't really notice the bike. But you could see with him meeting with the Suzuki guys right after the finish line jump, that was a bit of a scare. So it's probably a relief for him to get another sweep. And You know, this whole thing with James slowing down to let Kevin by, I don't know, it's all hindsight. But if I were James, I would have said, all right, get back up here past me and then race for it. But James is, you know, he's so maxed up on the whole deal that he didn't really race for it. He just let Kevin by. I think he should have let him by and then gone for it again, fair to swear.
In both motos, the guys, you know, they're behind him, had problems. They were actually in front of him in that first moto until mechanical for Chad Reed. A nice no-footed can-can there. But moto number 1, it was Reed and Bubba getting into it when Reed lost his chain. Moto number 2, we see Wyndham and Bubba, and it's still Ricky Carmichael checking out. That's why Jeremy McGrath used to check out early on in the race. Didn't have to worry about it. It happened here for RC again.
Well, he understands the importance of it, so he's always up there. If he doesn't get the start, he makes sure he gets to the lead immediately and lets the problems be behind him. That's been the case every week.
We saw that banner of they love RC here. They love you as well, by the way. But RC gets the victory just like last year. And he gets some props from all the fans out there. Hands up in the air, checkered flag. Moto win for Ricky Carmichael. Now show me a trick. Here's some, see, he still does it with the little seat-mount Swift for us. Let's take a look at the Suzuki results. It's a Suzuki on top in Ricky Carmichael. How many times have we said that? And a great move by Chad Reed, goes from 11th all the way up into 4th. If it weren't for that thrown chain, he could have been on the podium. Let's take a look at our Honda highlight. First photo, that's that thrown chain.
James going, get out of the way. And, you know, of course, Ricky over there in the express lane just makes up for all of it, picks up the lead, doesn't look back. He's already checked out in this photo as well before the contact in the battle for second. James going, I got the inside. Ain't nobody coming around me like that. Come on, Kevin, what are you thinking? Kevin didn't like it. He caught him anyway and beat him. But it was Ricky that had the perfect day.
RC, you are fantastic, no matter what the color of plastic. He's on yellow, no doubt about it right now. Let's go down to the podium and RC.
Ricky Carmichael celebrating his 5th straight win here at Red Bud, and now your 20th overall consecutive win. Ricky, what else do I say then? Welcome back, champ.
It's been an awesome ride, and thank you very much. It's something I can't believe, you know. It's awesome, you know, and I can't say enough for the team. Suzuki's doing great, and yeah, I'm just doing what I love to do, and that's race motorcycles, and luckily I'm getting great results.
At the beginning of the season, you had mentioned that it's going to take some time to be 100% comfortable on your bike. Are you 100% comfortable now on your Suzuki?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I feel good, and you know, the team's working so hard to get me feeling better and better, and I can't ask for anything else from them. It's just amazing.
Once again, keep it unbeatable. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
I can count the mistakes of Ricky Carmichael in 05 on just a couple of fingers. Everybody else, it'd take a hand or two. Look at the overall results, 1-1. You can't get any better than that, Dave.
Pulling away in the championship, and a beautiful track, and a beautiful day.
Halfway through the race, you had a little bit of a crash. You were able to get back up and keep going and actually make the pass on James Stewart. How'd you do it?
Yeah, me and Bubba came together early in the race, and boy, I heard the crowd just big old sigh, and you know, they were wanting to see that race, and felt good to give it to them. I really wanted to get up there and get back to them, and I wanted to get up there to the front, and I did, you know, and I was riding around there celebrating. I knew I wasn't in the lead, but man, it sure felt like it. It felt awesome.
James made it work the lap before because he was on the inside. I guarantee you Kevin Wyndham would not have backed down either.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's just unfortunate they came together, but that's racing. You know, that's what you want to see. Too bad it didn't last longer. You can see the crowd was huge.
James Stewart back up on the podium. James, congratulations.
Mike Brown, a rider who didn't even have a ride 2 weeks before the season started, is now sitting atop the 125 class with a 27-point lead. He could be the first privateer to win a title. While Brown stays consistent at the top, everyone below is playing a game of merry-go podium. Coming into round 5, Ivan Tedesco and Josh Grant have displaced Grant Langston and Mike Alessi for the 2nd and 3rd spots. This championship series is far from over. A beautiful day for motocross here at Red Bud, a rite of passage on 4th of July weekend. This AMA Motocross Championship presented by FMF. And as always, this OLED telecast presented by Parts Unlimited. Everybody always has a great time at Red Bud for the Monster Energy Kawasaki Red